if Kobe were to walk the same career path as LeBron as a sophomore. After Boozer left Cleveland, chasing a big contract, could he still lead his team to the playoffs in the 2004-05 season? Last season, rookie Kobe led the team through a 7-game war with the Raptors but was forced to exit early due to a left knee sprain, resulting in a heartbreaking first-round elimination. Now Boozer has joined the Jazz, while Davis and Miles have been traded to the Celtics and Trail Blazers, respectively, leaving the team's roster depth significantly diminished. However, Kobe's growth rate at this point is astonishing, with his overall rating already reaching 90. After grinding through an entire offseason of intense training, he is eager to dominate alongside his teammates. Meanwhile, LeBron, now in his 8th season, has seen his overall rating drop to 94 due to being held back by his previous teammates and coaches. Yet, he has truly become the Lakers' alpha. He has finally shed the burdens of Malone, Payton, and Fisher, no longer has to deal with O'Neal, whose sweet spot was only the size of a stem, and who was useless away from the basket, and no longer has to endure the smoke and mirrors of that so-called Zen master. From this point forward, the sky is the limit. He will join forces with Odom and Butler to build a brand new purple and gold dynasty. What was unexpected, however, was that Odom, though also renowned for his all-around versatility like himself, turned out to be an extremely lackadaisical player, prone to mistakes or underperformance in crucial moments. Butler was also not an efficient scorer, and worse still, their playing styles both overlapped to some extent with his own. Combined with the fiercely competitive environment in the Western Conference, where teams were like crouching tigers and coiled dragons, this led to the Lakers' record actually being worse than the previous season, resulting in them missing the playoffs for the first time in years. It was a pity that James' astonishingly brilliant all-around game and his stats were rendered useless. In contrast, the Cavaliers, who were not highly regarded, benefited from the overall weakness of the Eastern Conference and surprisingly exploded with a 50-win record, ranking 3rd in the East. Kobe, with the privilege of unlimited shot attempts, racked up a scoring title that many players might never achieve in their entire careers, thereby boosting his overall rating to 93. He also secured a spot on the All-NBA first team alongside James and O'Neal, as well as a place on the All-Defensive second team. However, beyond Kobe, there was an even more explosive, rising superstar at the shooting guard position, Wade, the Flash, who was named to both the All-NBA first team and the All-Defensive first team. The emergence of these two young superstars pushed the older generation of established shooting guards, such as Carter, Iverson, and McGrady, down to the second and third teams. Of course, these honors are ultimately just regular season accolades. The true leaders who care about their teams clearly do not focus on these interim rewards. What they desire is to fight side by side with their teammates and dominate in the playoffs. The team Kobe and Ilgauskas most wanted to face happened to be their first-round opponent, the Nets. Why? Because the team that eliminated them last year was the Raptors, led by Carter. Kobe had been talking about this grudge to Ilgauskas all season long. As a result, the Nets became the innocent scapegoat. From the tip-off, facing an injury-ravaged Morning and the athletically average KRStic, the Cavaliers' interior advantage was clear. Moreover, the Nets relied heavily on their perimeter trio for scoring, but it just so happened that the Cavaliers' strength on the perimeter was defense, with Newell even pulling off the legendary crippling kick technique while defending Dunleavy. As the two teams clashed, Ilgauskas immediately asserted strong interior dominance. Whether it was crashing down the lane for powerful dunks, grabbing offensive boards for second-chance points, or leveraging his solid post skills to take on two defenders at once, he was a force to be reckoned with, truly living up to his reputation as an Eastern Conference All-Star center. Meanwhile, Kobe and Carter also kept themselves busy. In their previous matchup, Kobe, though unstoppable against Carter, was still an extremely raw rookie. But this time around, Kobe had risen to become the league's new scoring champion. The fighting spirit and killer instinct radiating from him intimidated every player matched up against him, and even Carter seemed somewhat cautious. After all, no one wants to get stuck in constant entanglement and end up in an awkward position. Moreover, Kobe's confidence was incredibly strong. Every time the Cavaliers' offensive play failed, he willingly took the blame with a look of enjoyment, and under extreme conditions, his shooting percentage was still quite respectable. On the defensive end, although Kobe's intense face guarding and harassment made Carter want to avoid him at all costs, the Cavaliers benefited greatly from it. With 2 minutes remaining, the Cavaliers held a 6-point lead. Whether they could ride the momentum and secure the opening win, we'll have to wait and see.
Into the paint. He threw down a one-handed dunk.
His one-handed dunk looked absolutely ferocious. Jefferson, three-point shot.
Vera grabbed the rebound. The Nets' perimeter shooting seemed less than ideal.
Newell being guarded by Kidd. With 6 seconds left on the clock. Now Verja has the ball. Kobe fadeaway jumper. Ilgauskas grabbed the rebound. He went up for the layup off the glass and scored.
The Cavaliers' interior advantage was truly overwhelming.
Crossing inside, Karstic went up for the layup, and it went in again. He was now 5 of 8 from the field.
Carter's pass was very subtle, giving his teammate excellent shooting space.
On the perimeter, Kobe. The ball went to Verja. Then back to Kobe.
Kobe take a tough mid-range jumper.
After Kobe missed his pull-up fadeaway, the Nets still had a theoretical chance to come back. But that hope was quickly extinguished by Kobe, who had just missed consecutive shots, and as Ilgauskas knocked down a turnaround mid-range jumper, the outcome of the game was sealed for good. In terms of star power, the Nets had more, but they lacked a truly lethal weapon. In contrast, although the Cavaliers had only 2 stars, their strengths were exceptionally formidable, to the point where individual defense was utterly incapable of containing them. Relying on an attack and defense system driven by key players, they swept the Nets in a dominant fashion, leaving everyone stunned. Across the 4 games, Kobe delivered standout performances in every matchup, especially in Game 3, when Carter was injured and sidelined, and Game 4, when Carter was absent, where his offensive output was off the charts. Perhaps during the regular season, there were still doubts about Kobe's abilities, but after this series, the second-year player had truly made a name for himself. His performance even reminded many of the second-year exploits of the basketball god. Of course, there were voices questioning whether the Cavaliers would have advanced so smoothly if Carter hadn't been injured, but Kobe paid no heed to such remarks. Since his own injury the previous season, he had been relentlessly working to strengthen his body, fully embracing the notion that injuries are also part of the game. After Wade was also forced to sit out due to injury, Kobe became the only player among the top 4 picks of the 2003 draft class to advance to the second round. Next up, he would face the most renowned star of the 1996 Golden Generation, Iverson. During the regular season, the 76ers and the Cavaliers finished with identical records, indicating that the two teams were evenly matched, with victory or defeat entirely dependent on on-court performance. Due to Salmon's right knee sprain, the 76ers rushed to activate Korver, who had just returned from injury, to start as the shooting guard in Game 1. This lineup was designed not only to counter Kobe's firepower, but also to use Korver's off-ball movement to drain Kobe's energy. However, the 76ers overlooked a critical issue. Kobe's offense was far beyond what Korver could contain, and his stamina was like a perpetual motion machine. Under a full-court press, he could even play the entire game. On the other hand, the 76ers had significant lineup deficiencies. Apart from Iverson, their roster was a mix of aging veterans and inexperienced players, with a playing style that relied too heavily on perimeter shooting. Iguodala, who was expected to be a key contributor, was still a rookie. Therefore, once Iverson was contained, the 76ers were likely to fall into a passive and subdued situation. As a result, with the league's top-tier frontcourt supporting him, Kobe grew more confident, while Iverson became increasingly isolated. After all, he was facing the Cavaliers' elite defense, ranked among the top 5 in the league. With just over a minute left in the game, the 76ers trailed by as many as 12 points. They still had a theoretical chance, but as Kobe calmly sealed the deal, all hope vanished. From that moment on, every team in the league fully realized how terrifying Kobe was. His future was truly boundless. In the second game, a relentless Kobe carried his hot streak, erupting for 35 plus 10 plus 4 and 3 blocks, rendering Salmon's return meaningless. In Game 3, he unleashed an even more explosive scoring display, pouring in 44 points while holding Salmon's to just 2 points, with 0 points from the field. The suspense of the series was completely erased by him, and the Cavaliers, after Game 4, they stormed into the Eastern Conference Finals on an 8-game winning streak, defying all the doubters. This time, they faced the true king of the East, the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons earned that title, not only because of their league best record, but, more importantly, their suffocating, terrifying defense. Under Brown, any team relying on a single star found it nearly impossible to get anything easy against them. Of course, the young and fearless Kobe refused to believe that. With his perimeter teammates locked down, he took it upon himself to challenge the Pistons' defense. Though the results were far from ideal, not only did he fail to turn the tide, but he also suffered a humiliating defeat, with his team losing by as many as 19 points. Yet, even after shooting just 9 for -25 from the field, Kobe never doubted himself, firmly believing that he would not repeat the same mistakes in the next game. However, he also clearly misjudged the defensive strength of the Pistons. In Game 2, with just over 5 minutes remaining, the Pistons relied on their suffocating defense to contain the Cavaliers' offense while launching counterattacks, gradually erasing the lead. The relentless counterattacks from the Pistons severely tested the Cavaliers' composure. As a young Kobe showed a hint of nervousness under the intimidating atmosphere of the Palace of Auburn Hills, the entire Cavaliers team fell into disarray, committing a series of bizarre turnovers as the lead quickly evaporated. Had it not been for Kobe hitting both of his clutch free throws, the Pistons might have closed out the game in one decisive run. Now, with the opportunity to take the game-winning shot, could the Cavaliers seize this precious chance to deliver a fatal blow to the Pistons? Let's wait and see.
We'll watch to see if Kobe can finish the game. Buzzer-beating floater. Oh, what a pity.
Kobe missed the game winner, leaving the struggling Cavaliers to be dragged into overtime. Can they withstand the pressure and even the series? Let's continue to watch together.
The rim was kind to him. The ball rolled around and eventually dropped in.
Hamilton, true to his reputation as a mid-range maestro, knocked down the first shot for the Pistons.
Against Hamilton.
Kobe scored from the low post. For someone so young, Kobe had already mastered post footwork.
5 seconds left on the shot clock. Shoot from the perimeter.
The rebound was securely grabbed by Ilgauskas. Here is Snow in the low post. Ilgauskas defended by Prince.
The ball was passed to Pavlovic, facing Hamilton's shot. The rebound was secured firmly by Wallace. Hamilton broke away from Kobe, but the off-ball jumper didn't fall.
Here is Snow, pass to good. Then Ilgauskas with Wallace defending. Ilgauskas had a nice hook shot.
The ball was passed to Hamilton, who rose up for a shot over Kobe, but Detroit missed again.
Kobe's defense was relentless, heavily disrupting the shooter's rhythm.
Ilgauskas cut into the paint.
Kobe attacked from the perimeter and took a shot.
The rebound was secured firmly by Wallace. The game has now reached an intense overtime period with just over 2.5 minutes remaining. Wallace now has a mismatch. He shakes off his defender, drives strong to the basket for a bank shot. Big Ben attacks again, but the ball goes out of bounds. Cleveland gets possession. Ilgauskas has the ball. It is Pavlovic, with Prince defending him.
Kobe is ready to take over the offense.
5 seconds left on the shot clock. On the perimeter, Kobe releases a buzzer beater, a three-pointer.
Wow, great!
This shot is crucial. The Cavaliers suddenly lead by 5.
Hamilton pulls up for a shot. A very aggressive play.
It looks like Hamilton and Kobe are starting to go at each other.
The ball is passed to Pavlovic.
The three-point attempt misses. Prince did an excellent job defending that shot.
Hamilton on the perimeter. Kobe's defense was so tight, Hamilton responded to the ball failure.
The ball is in Kobe's hand.
Kobe was blocked. The ball was swatted out of bounds by Prince. The Cavaliers retained possession. Kobe shook off Hamilton's defense. Kobe shoots a three-pointer. Ben!
With his exceptional off-ball movement, Kobe turned the tables on Hamilton, leaving him watching the ball in dismay. The Cavaliers have momentarily escaped danger, but the game continues. Can they withstand the pressure? We'll continue to watch and see.
Billups pressures Snow, drives strong into the paint. Fantastic! They are now only trailing by 4 points. The Pistons are about to employ a foul strategy, but they haven't reached the penalty yet, so they need to keep fouling.
It is time to test the Cavaliers' free throw shooting.
He misses the first free throw. This shot is so crucial. They really hope to make it.
He also misses a second free throw.
Ilgauskas' rebound is absolutely invaluable.
Yes, this gives the Cavaliers a huge advantage in controlling the game. He makes the first free throw, giving them a 5-point lead. But he misses the next one, failing to score on the second attempt. The critical moment of the game has arrived, and everyone can feel the pressure. Only 6 seconds between shot and game clock. The Cavaliers grab the rebound, and they led by as many as 14 points.
As Billups' strong drive to the paint misses, the outcome of the game is finally sealed. The Cavaliers' toughness has exceeded everyone's expectations, and Kobe's tenacity is truly admirable. Moreover, this young player's spectacular performance is far from over. In Game 3 of the series, Kobe erupted for 35 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists, leading his team to a 2-1 series lead over the Pistons. However, Ilgauskas suffered a left shoulder strain during the game, casting a shadow over the Cavaliers' playoff prospects. And this indeed affected the Cavaliers' combat effectiveness, especially in rebounding and rim protection, areas where they had previously not been at a disadvantage. Although Kobe tried to shoulder both offense and defense on his own, in just a few possessions early in the fourth quarter of Game 4, the Cavaliers' offensive and defensive breakdowns caused by Ilgauskas' injury allowed the Pistons to overwhelm them in a decisive run, forcing the Cavaliers into a pivotal Game 5 to decide the series fatally. Shortly after the start of the game, Ilgauskas, who had injured his left shoulder, also experienced severe pain in his right shoulder, putting the Cavaliers in an extremely precarious situation. While Kobe could contribute offensively and defensively, expecting this second-year rookie to take on the burden of rim protection was clearly asking too much. Additionally, Snow had been playing with a shoulder injury, leading to gaps in the Cavaliers' interior and perimeter defense. As a result, the Pistons players began to relentlessly attack the Cavaliers' paint, leveraging their massive advantage in rebounding to constantly score on second-chance opportunities. By halftime, they had built a commanding 23-point lead. Meanwhile, Kobe found himself struggling under the Pistons' suffocating defensive pressure. After suffering 2 consecutive losses, the Cavaliers were pushed to the brink of elimination. Although Kobe remained fiercely determined and Ilgauskas chose to fight alongside him despite immense pain, the Cavaliers were ultimately too young. Gooden was in his 3rd year, Kobe in his 2nd, and Virgil was just a rookie. Both mentally and physically, they were far from being mature and tough enough. Especially as the team's leader, Kobe's performance in Game 6 was far below his standards, although he never shifted blame or made excuses, instead becoming even more desperate to turn the tide. His shots kept clanking off the rim, and the Cavaliers ultimately suffered a heartbreaking defeat on their home floor. After the game, Kobe did not leave early. He earnestly accepted an interview with reporters. The reporter seemed intent on guiding Kobe to attribute the loss to Ilgauskas' injury and the lack of support from his teammates, but in Kobe's heart, he was the only leader of the Cavaliers, and his responsibility was to lead the team to victory. Therefore, Kobe responded, "This was a tough loss. We have to prepare for the off-season now. For us, the next season has already begun." The reporter then asked, "How hard will you work this offseason to win a championship?" Kobe replied solemnly, "I am going to train until I am exhausted." So next season, with Larry Hughes joining the team, will Kobe, the top playoff scorer, per GM entering his 3rd year, lead his squad to avenge the championship Pistons, and will James, with the strong support of top-tier center Brown, a former number 1 pick, redeem himself and break through in the West? Guys, to find out what happens next, stay tuned for the next chapter.